Hello everyone, welcome. I will be continuing with the do's and don'ts of group discussion. So, in the last video, I had discussed about few do's of group discussion. So, I will be continuing with the do's of group discussion. Speak politely and pleasantly. Respect the contribution from other members. So you're supposed to be polite. You should not be rude. You should speak politely and very nicely, and also you should respect the contribution of the other members. If you want to disagree to something, then of course you can disagree, which I'm going to discuss in the next point. Disagree politely and agree with what is right. So if you disagree to something, so of course you can disagree because you are a human being. You might have a different opinion in a group discussion, during a group discussion, but when you disagree, you have to disagree politely and very nicely. And when you agree to something, let the other person know. Agree with what is right, what you think is right, and whenever you're disagreeing to something, disagree politely. Then the next point is summarize the discussion if the group has not reached a conclusion. So if you see that the discussion has not reached to a conclusion, so try to summarize the discussion, because it is very important to summarize the discussion to reach conclusion, because every discussion has a destination. So that is why you need to have a conclusion. So if you see that the other members are not being able to conclude the discussion, so you take the initiative of concluding the discussion. So summarize the discussion and end the discussion. So these are some of the do's of group discussion. Now let me talk about the don'ts of participating in a group discussion. What are the things that you should avoid, you should totally avoid when you participate in a group discussion? Do not initiate the discussion if you do not have sufficient knowledge about the given topic. So if you do not have sufficient knowledge, if you don't know about the topic, then do not make the mistake of starting the discussion. You shouldn't start the discussion in order to be in limelight. You should only start the discussion only if you know the topic well. If you don't know, wait for some time, listen to the other members, and then speak. Do not start the discussion if you do not have sufficient knowledge regarding the topic. The next point is do not overspeak, intervene, and snatch others' chance to speak. So you're not supposed to speak too much. You are supposed to speak for only a few seconds. You're not supposed to snatch away anyone else's opportunity, and you're not supposed to intervene. That means you're not supposed to interfere whenever somebody is saying something. You're not supposed to stop that person. Interrupt. You're not supposed to interrupt. Alright, you're supposed to give the other person the opportunity to speak. You're not supposed to snatch away the chance of the other persons to speak, and you're not supposed to interrupt. Alright. The next point is do not argue and shout during the GD. So it is a group discussion. It is a discussion, isn't it? So that is why the name itself says that it's a discussion. So in a discussion, you're not supposed to shout or argue. Alright, so avoid arguments and do not shout. Next is do not look at the evaluators or a particular group member. So there will be an evaluator, there will be an examiner. That person might stand, sit, or be at any corner of the room. So you're not supposed to look at the evaluator. Why? Because the evaluator is not the part of the discussion. The members of the group, they are the part of the they are taking part in the discussion. The evaluator is doing his or her own job. The evaluator is not the one who is participating in the group discussion. So you're not supposed to look at the evaluator, and you're also not supposed to look only at one particular member. You're supposed to look at everyone. You're supposed to maintain eye contact with everyone. If you just look at a particular member, then that particular member would feel uncomfortable. So that is why you're not supposed to do that. I will be discussing about the next points in the next video.